What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. I wanted to give you a curriculum overview of what I'm putting together in the course that I call Foundations. I want to give you a little bit of sneak peek of what's to come, and just, I don't know, you guys give me feedback on it, hate it, love it. But I'm going to go talk about the course curriculum to give you an idea of what I'm putting together. It's almost done. I have a couple more videos I need to do, but for the bulk of it, it's pretty much done. So course curriculum, I have an introduction, welcome to Foundations. I'll talk about the course, the weird side of YouTube. I'll talk about the weird side of YouTube. Chapter 1 is daily numbers. I talk about the daily numbers. I define daily numbers. You and I both build out Gregorian date numerology as well as Hebrew date numerology. We're going to build your daily numbers together. That way you'll always have daily numbers no matter what. And then in chapter 2, we talk about building game numbers. I define what game numbers are to me and how you should define them as well. And then both of us, you and I, we go through and we build out an NFL game. This particular matchup, I use NFL on Tuesday, Bills versus Titans. I liked to use that one just because when's the last time you've seen an NFL game on a Tuesday? And it's fascinating the date numerology that still line up for it, even though it was randomly placed on a Tuesday. So this makes for a great example. We build daily numbers out for that game. We also go through and we build daily numbers out for UFC Fight Night, Moraes versus Sandahagen. The reason why I chose this UFC Fight Night is because a lot of people will say, oh, this stuff only works at major headline pay-per-view events. Well, UFC Fight Night wasn't a major headline pay-per-view event. It was just a normal fight night on any normal fight night Saturday. That's why I use this example to show you that even fight night examples work. Chapter 3, after we've built out the daily numbers and we've built out the game numbers for those matches, I talked to you about how to use daily and game numbers, different techniques and different steps to keep in mind. Then we go through and I go through and I decode the NFL on Tuesday game for you to give you examples on how to decode and what to look for, as well as examples of how to decode and what to look for at the UFC Fight Night. We both decode it. Both of these picks are featured on my Patreon page, and I show that in this lesson for accountability and credibility. So none of this was done after the fact. This is all prior. And I posted these picks on my Patreon, so they're time stamped for credibility and accountability. And then chapter 4, the game is over. We talk about the results, the review, what to look for, things like that, what to go over. UFC Fight Night, what to look for, the review, what happened, the results, some key things to take away from it. Lesson 3. Because we've been winning so much, I talk about what losing looks like. Because you're going to lose when you do sports gematria. The key example I use is my 2020 NFL season. Currently, right now, I have 27 wins and 16 losses for a 62% win ratio, which is good, 62%, but still 16 losses. So you are going to lose. I go over that. I talk about that, and I use my NFL season currently as an example. And all my picks in here, 27 wins, 16 losses, are all on my Patreon for accountability and credibility. There's nothing in here that isn't publicly posted on my Patreon for accountability and credibility. And then we go to chapter 5, and I show you how to create a framework of consistency for your daily numbers, for your game numbers. I show you how to copy and paste daily numbers to be consistent, to build it out throughout the week. I show you how to copy and paste game number templates. I even give you 9 different sports league templates that I personally use for my sports leagues. I give them to you. You can just take those templates, fill those in, 9 different sports leagues. You can just be exactly where I am at in a shorter time period than it took me. And then I also go over UFC pay-per-view events. In the last year on my Patreon, I've picked all 12 UFC pay-per-view events from UFC 243 all the way up to UFC 254, which happened this last weekend. 34 wins, 10 losses. I show you consistency here. And then, of course, I have a bonus chapter, which we're not going to get into. I'll save for later. But this is basically the course curriculum overview of what to expect. If you go through this course from chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to pick as many games as I have in the last year, which is over 1,500 across 8 different sports leagues and operate above a 60% win ratio. Nobody else in the sports gematria community is doing this at this level with this many games at this percentage. So this course will allow you to not only everything that I've put together in the last 5 years of my life, but you should be able to take that learning curve and just skyrocket your results and be the next best sports gematria guru on the internet.